O adorable Lord of mercy and love, salutations and prostrations unto Thee. Thou art omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. Thou art Sat, Chit, Ananda. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger and hatred, and fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold Thee in all these names and forms, O Lord. Let us serve Thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember Thee. Let us ever sing Thy glories. Let Thy name be ever on our lips, and let us abide in Thee forever and ever. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om.
गुरु की बात को मानो, सिखाया आज जो तुमको। गुरु की बात को मानो, सिखाया आज जो तुमको। चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको। गुरु की बात को मानो, सिखाया जो तुमको। चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको। गुरु की बात को मानो। दिया उपवीत जो गुरु ने, बना है 3 तारों का। दिया उपवीत जो गुरु ने, बना है 3 तारों का। ऋषि ऋण देव ऋण उसने बताया, पितृ ऋण तुमको सिखाया आज जो तुमको। गुरु की बात को मानो, सिखाया आज जो तुमको। चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको। गुरु की बात को मानो। पढ़ो विद्या लगा कर मन की हो वे पढ़ो जब तक न करना ब्याह, चाहे कोई कही तुमको सिखाया आज जो तुमको, गुरु की बात को माना सिखाया आज जो तुमको, चलो तुम चाल वैसे ही बतावे जो गुरु तुमको, गुरु की बात को माना। उठो नित काल उषा में, लगाओ मन प्रभु में तुम, उठो नित काल उषा में, लगाओ मन प्रभु में तुम, मिलेगा इष्ट करनी पर, बताया जो गुरु तुमको सिखाया आज जो तुमको, गुरु की बात को मानो सिखाया आज जो तुमको, चलो तुम चाल वैसी बतावे जो गुरु तुमको, गुरु की बात को मानो।
In Hinduism, there are three very interesting questions that are normally asked. One is, who am I? मैं कौन हूँ? Number two, मैं कहाँ से आया? From where have I come? And number three, मैं कहाँ जा रहा हूँ? Where am I going? If we understand these questions and we can truly give answers to them, then we can safely say we are understanding Hinduism. In Nirvana Ashtakam, we find the answer to the first question. Who am I?
मनोबुद्ध हंकार चित्तानिनाहं, न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे, Navyo मनोबुद्ध हंकार चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे।
I am not mind. I am not the intellect. Nor am I the thought, nor the cognizing ego. Neither am I the ear, the tongue, the nose, the sky. I am not the earth, neither fire nor wind am I. For I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva. I am not the breath, nor the fivefold vital ears, nor the five organs. Speech is not me, nor am I the hands, nor the feet. For I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva. I know no aversion, nor any attachment I know. I covet not, nor does illusion shroud my eyes. I have no pride, nor the touch of envy, neither duty nor selfish purpose, neither desire nor freedom. For I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva.
न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखं न मन्त्रो न तीर्थो न वेदो न यज्ञम् अहं।
Transcended have I both virtue and sin, as also pleasure and pain, even chants or sacred places, Vedas or sacrifices, I have all transcended. I am neither the enjoyer nor the enjoyed, nor the enjoyment, for I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva. Death cannot claim me, nor fear ever shake my calm. Division of caste I know not. I have no father, no mother even, no brother, no friend, no teacher, no pupil, nor have I another life. I am bliss, I am consciousness, I am Shiva. I am changeless, formless, omnipresent. I am the Lord of all sense organs. For me there is no freedom or bondage. For me there is always evenness. I am bliss. I am consciousness. I am Shiva.
भगवान मेरी नैया पार लगा देना। भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना।
भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। अब तक जो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना।
अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। संभव है झंझटों में मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं।
प्रभु जी
संभव है झंझटों में मैं तुमको भूल जाऊं। पर नाथ कहीं तुम भी मुझको न भुला देना।
भगवान मेरी नैया उस पार लगा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना।
अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। दल बल के साथ माया घेरे मुझे जो आकर। प्रभु जी दल बल के साथ माया घेरे मुझे जो आकर। तब देखते ना रहना, झट आके चुरा देना। भगवान मेरी
नैया
उस पार लगा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। अब तक तो निभाया है, आगे भी निभा देना। माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। कौन करेगा इतना। माँ ने हमको प्यार
किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना। कौन करेगा इतना।
महीने उदर में राखा जब दुनिया में आया। 9 महीने उदर उदर में राखा जब दुनिया में आया। सर्दी लगेगी चादर उड़ा कर, सर्दी लगेगी चादर उड़ा कर, खन का दूध पिलाया। कौन करेगा
इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना।
हपक हपक कर सुख से सुलाया, गाकर सुरला भजना। हपक हपक कर सुख से सुलाया, गाकर सुरला भजना। बीमार पड़े जब वैद्य बुलाकर, बीमार पड़े जब वैद्य बुलाकर, औषध पान कराया।
कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना।
जवान भई जब शादी करना, तब तक प्रेम न छूटे। जवान भई जब शादी करना, तब तक प्रेम न छूटे। माता की ममता इतनी बड़ी है, माता की ममता इतनी बड़ी है, सागर बड़ा है जितना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। माँ ने हमको प्यार किया है इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना, कौन करेगा इतना। तेरे दर्श की प्यासी अखियां एक पल दर्श दिखा जा, तेरे दर्श की प्यासी अखियां एक पल दर्श दिखा जा। झूम झूमन मोहन रे मुरली मधुर बजा जा, झूम झूमन मोहन रे झूम झूमन मोहन रे मुरली मधुर बजा जा।
झूम झूमन मोहन रे मुरली मधुर बजा जा।
तेरे दर्श की प्यासी अखियां एक पल दर्श दिखा जा,
तेरे दर्श की अखियां कोई दर्श दिखा जा।
झूम झूमन मोहन रे मुरली मधुर बजा जा, झूम झूमन मोहन रे मुरली मधुर बजा जा। गोकुल सुना मथुरा सुनी, सुने ब्रज
प्रातः स्मरामि हृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वम् सच्चित्सुखं परमहंसगतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागरत् सुषुप्तिमवैति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमहं न च भूतसङ्घः हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. Sitaram. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, my dear brothers and sisters. This is your friend and brother, Acharya Arun Gossai, coming to you live from New York City on another segment of Avenues to Peace. A program, my dear friends, where we analyze the various means, various methodologies, and the various formulas for achieving the everlasting peace that we're looking for in this world. A special thank you to my brother Roshan Ji, to Pooja Ji and Ashti Ji from Abitunes Radio for making today's program live on abitunes.com, Abitunes Facebook Live, and Bhuvaneshwar Mandir Facebook Live. My dear brothers and sisters, today is Monday, October 4th, 2021. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that this day has not come for any of us. This moment has not come for any of us. And in looking at this fact in our lives at this point of time, which is also known as what is the reality at this particular span of time right now, that lasts for but a few moments, what is called kshana. I'm sure you'll agree with me that we must consider ourselves blessed to be in this current moment that we're in right now. For many of our brothers and sisters would have went to sleep last night and did not wake up to see this new day. You, my dear friends, have been blessed with the divine vision of a new day. And what is a new day? A new day is a chance to line our desires up with selflessness. So the letter D, desire. But what kind of desire? The desire to be selfless. Selfless desire should be the top of the agenda for this new day. Then A, add. Add what? Add to the confidence of your fellow brothers and sisters in the world. Just like you want to be confident in a humble way and you want to be happy, there are others in this world who are trying to find their purpose. Add to the confidence in their lives, at least one person, by giving them a kind word, by lifting them up, maybe sharing what knowledge you may have, or just boosting their feelings up if they're down. Add to the confidence of a new person. Then why? Why is for yesterday. Remind yourself that whatever happened yesterday should stay in yesterday. Today is a new day. What you did yesterday, whether good or bad, is irrelevant, my dear brothers and sisters. It doesn't count now because we could have done all the good in the world. But if we choose to do bad now, bad will be our lot. We could have done all the bad in the world, conversely. But if we choose to do good now, good will be our lot. So this is, I would say, my dear brothers and sisters, a wonderful way to start the day. In addition to prayer and giving thanks to the ancestors, best way to utilize this mind and body for the way God and our ancestors have ordained it, my dear brothers and sisters, is simply to remind yourself that this is a new day, a new gift that we, my dear friends, can use in our lives to make the world and the lives of others better. So again, we're in Pitra Paksha. Pitra Paksh will go today, has been going on rather, for the past week and a half. And we'll continue today, Pitra Paksh, tomorrow, Tuesday, the 5th, and then Wednesday, the 6th, in the morning, the early hours of the morning, Pitra Paksh will come to an end. According to the lunar day, it is the morning of the 6th that this holiday comes to an end. And then, of course, we know that the night time, the Navaratri, Ratri means night. That night also will be the beginning of Navaratri, the first night, Prathama Ratri. So in this way, Pitra Paksh goes until the 6th morning, where you'll offer your dar as you usually do. And then at night, we celebrate the Lord in the form of the Universal Mother. So, Navaratri, my dear friends, why does it come directly after Pitra Paksh? Why is there a direct connection to Pitra Paksh for Navaratri? Because in Navaratri, we revel in the Mother. We revel in that universal aspect called intelligence that allows all of us to be, including the ancestors. We remind ourselves during Pitra Paksh that they have paved the way for us, and they have actually taught us about the Universal Mother. And it is only until one remembers where they came from that one can really appreciate the divine ultimate creator, which is none other than the Universal Mother, who is Durga herself. So in this way, our holidays in Hinduism are very, very scientifically planned out. They're well thought of. There's no haphazardness in this wonderful dharma, this wonderful way of life that we call Hinduism. So in lieu of Pitra Paksh, more about the Universal Mother and Navaratri we shall see in the next program. But in Pitra Paksh time, we must realize that our ancestors have not gone anywhere. As a matter of fact, the Universal Creator, the Universal Mother, dispatches the souls where they need to be at the right time for the benefit of the world, para upkar, and then takes those souls away at the right time when there is need for them to be reincarnated or experience different worlds. This is the power of the Universal Mother, my dear brothers and sisters, also known as Yoga Maya. So in this way, this Yoga Maya brings and dispatches all the souls, and as we see this, we see the correlation between Navaratri and Pitra Paksh. Without that universal director, who is the Universal Mother, who is in charge of this Maya, who is Maya herself, we souls would not be able to come and go in this world. As we were looking at Bhagavad Gita, who is none other than the Mother herself, Bhagavan Krishna, as you see him speaking to the despondent Arjuna, it is that wonderful Lord Krishna who is actually in charge of all of this. But Maya or Yoga Maya or Durga herself, Radha, they are all the wonderful helpers of the divine master universe, none other than Krishna. And Krishna speaks to Arjuna, who is despondent, who doesn't understand that death is just a part, as much a part of life, that everything that we do in this life is. The wonderful Lord, my dear brothers and sisters, says, Na tvevaham jatu nasam, na tvam me janadhipaha, na chaiva na bhavishyamaha, sarve vayamata param. Beautiful Lord says, in fact, there was never a time when I was not. There was never a time when you or the kings that you are fighting against were not as well. Nor is it a fact that in the hereafter we shall cease to be. So Bhagavan Krishna, right off the bat, the second instruction given outside of the fact that the dead or the living should not be grieved for, because they're all in the hands of God. They are all in the hands of time and space, which is Ishvara. And the director of time and space, and whatever happens in this time and space, whatever happens on the grand stage of time and space, it is Ishvara, it is Lord Krishna in the Sagun form that is in charge of all of this. So therefore, Arjuna, trust me. Do not grieve for the dead or the living. Do not grieve for those living people who choose to overindulge and waste their time and suffer as a result. When suffering comes in our life, sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why? Don't point to any direction. And Pitra Paksh is a time where we analyze our own lives. When we are experiencing shortcomings in this world, where are we pointing to? You see, when you point your finger, you're pointing to another person with the index finger, and we're pointing to the Lord. Isn't that true? We point, we blame. But if you look at the grand scheme, only two are pointing to people and God. We blame God, we blame people, we blame time when things don't go our way. But if you look at the other three fingers that you have, they're all pointing towards you. You must analyze, my dear brothers and sisters, how did I get into this situation in the first place? And if there's no logical answer, let's say you were the best person and things are still not going right, you must attribute even that to our previous deeds in last lives. Because this is not the first time we were here. According to Bhagavan Krishna, my dear brothers and sisters, in fact, there was never a time when we were not. Bhagavan is saying, I was not, right? I was always here. There was never a time when I was not, and there's never a time when you are not. You are either here manifest in a body, the soul enters a body and begins to act. The soul is the life-giving factor, right? It is the sentient factor in the body. But, my dear brothers and sisters, there is also the unmanifest when the soul leaves the body and goes based on its karma into a new body. But the scary part is it can very well be the body of a lower life form. So in this way, my dear brothers and sisters, these sort of reflections are necessary in our lives. Should we only live our lives haphazardly, overindulging? If we do, we will accumulate negative karma or pap. But if you do good in this world, my dear brothers and sisters, if you help more than anything, and if you always serve a good cause, or at least try to, you will accumulate what is called punya. And punya, my dear brothers and sisters, will take you to higher realms of existence. So in this way, we can either waste life or we can appreciate life, my dear brothers and sisters. We can either overindulge, that leads to bad karma, or do good work, accumulating punya, which leads to good karma phala, good results of action. So we should not grieve for the living. Why? Because based on action, they are either enjoying or suffering. Trust me, says Krishna. Point number one. Point number two, don't grieve for the dead. Krishna speaks to Arjuna. Do what you have to do on this battlefield, but realize that when these kings are annihilated by your weapon, do not grieve for them. Because, my dear brothers and sisters, like Bhagavan says, there was never a time when they were not. Just because they're in a human body and they may be dead physically, they will move on in an unmanifest form. In Bhagavad Gita, my dear friends, again, Sri Krishna makes it abundantly clear, those who are born must die. If it's one thing we must die. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Those who are born must die, and those who are dead must be born again. Because according to the first law of thermodynamics in physics, energy is neither created nor destroyed. That means that the soul that is this medium for expression of God that is within us, that which gives us sentiency or life, the Jivatma, which is powered by Paramatma, yes, that moves on, leaving the body lifeless at death. So, does it mean that that person is gone when they're dead? No. Physically, they are gone. Physically, the body will either be buried or thrown in a furnace. But the soul moves on. And based on its karmas, that is where the soul, based on its action, karma means action. That is where the soul, or that is the gati. Gati means destination. That is where the soul ends up after death. So it begs the question, Acharya ji, if karma details where the soul will go after death, then why do we do Shraddh? Why do we do dead work? Our Guyanese people say, and West Indians. Why do we do Shraddh or Antishya Karma or the Varishika Shraddh? The last rites, the year work that we call it, the yearly Shraddh, offerings are made to Yamraj on behalf of the soul. So even though the karmas will direct that soul where it needs to go, there are certain rites of passages here in the hereafter, my dear brothers and sisters, that we all have to go through. We all have what is called Adhishtan Devatas governing this universe. Devatas, unseen aspects of God that are governing and allowing everything to be as orderly as they do. And not only on earth, but in the hereafter as well, these same Adhishtan Devatas in the form of Yamraj and so on, you've heard these names, they actually guide the soul after death. And when you offer the pindas, my dear brothers and sisters, the pinda represents the new body that you will have to have when the subtle body or the soul leaves this physical body. A new body is created, and the pinda is a symbol, it's an offering, so that wherever that soul may be, may it have the most healthiest subtle body in the hereafter, and when reincarnation happens, may they have a healthy, strong, well put together body for the next life. So this is the reason why we actually make the pindas. The pindas are made of rice flour, which is kneaded. It symbolizes the flesh of the body, the actual human body. And then black till again is put in that. In between, you see the black till. The black till is none other than a symbol of Pundarik, Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu is the consciousness. So may that consciousness and that flesh, which is the human body, be once again created, so that wherever that soul may be in the afterlife, may they have healthy bodies to transact and get to their goals. So this is the reason, my dear brothers and sisters, for offering. It's not some sort of worship of the dead. Let's get that out of our heads. Pitra Paksh is not a time, or Shraddh is not a time where we worship dead. We observe this holiday where we pray on behalf of our departed ancestors. We observe their impacts in our lives, and we wish them well in the hereafter, so that when we leave the scene, we will be blessed to have someone do it for us. Because if it's one thing we can't get enough of, if it's one thing that should be most abundant in this world, is prayer. Prayer, especially for when one departs, because they can't pray for themselves. The people left behind, those prayers act as a sail that actually push the soul into the right direction after death. And even if the soul be reincarnated, whatever you pray for, whoever you pray for during this time of Shraddh, where we intensify our faith and we do our puja and we do our prayer, tenfold faith, because you're praying for the ancestors and you're also praying for yourself. You pray that wherever they are, even if reincarnated again, may they be blessed in abundance. So Bhagavan Krishna again, Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, I urge all of you for homework to read the second chapter. It's in English. Just take a look. Open your Bhagavad Gita. Thank the Lord for the chance to see and read the verses of the second chapter. You'll get a clear vision as to what happens after death in this beautiful text. Don't wait only to read Garud Puran and all these wonderful Puranas. Yes, they're all symbolic. But Bhagavad Gita gives you straight fact as to what you truly are, that you're not this body. You're not even the Jivatma, the soul. But you are that which illuminates that soul, that allows the soul to be bright and shining in this physical embodiment. And that which you truly are, Nahanyate hanyamane sharire, it does not die, even when the body perishes. So we are immortal. The physical body may not be, it is aging every day. And if you don't age, something is wrong. You know, nowadays they have anti-aging this, anti-aging that. It is a myth. If you're not aging, you're dead, right? If you're not aging, if the body doesn't age, you're dead, because from the time you were born, you're aging. But what we have to do is pay the highest tribute to this wonderful concept of the Pitras, the ancestors, what is called Rin. Rin means debt. Paying your debt to them means with this body that they have given you, because you have your great-grandfather's body, your great-great-grandmother's nose, great-great-great-great-grandmother's eyes, right? You have that. Your genes have been passed on from them by way of your parents to you. So the rin, or the debt that you have towards them, is to use this body for the purposes intended, which is not only to enjoy the world that God has given, that is one aspect, but to give more than you take and make this world that they left behind for you a better place, like they would have wanted for themselves, because they'll be reincarnated. And when they come back, they want to inherit a world that they left for you. So you see, it's a chain of events. And Pitr Paksh is simply a time of 15 days where we remind ourselves daily that life is give and take. Give more than you take in this world, and the ancestors shall be happy. And they'll bless you like you cannot believe, with happiness, fulfillment, and bliss. Thank you for listening, my dear brothers and sisters. Starting Wednesday, we'll be looking at the aspects of the Universal Mother And what Navaratri is, as we'll usher in the wonderful celebration known as Navaratri, 9 nights dedicated to the observance and worship of the wonderful aspect of the Lord known as Durga. More about that we shall see on Wednesday. God bless all of you. And for those of you who came out to our bhajan evening on October 2nd, which was last Saturday, featuring Pandit Narad Gossai Ji, myself, and Anjali Maestri, thank you so much for coming out in large numbers. The ashram on 134th Street and 101 Avenue, the Sri Durga Mandir, was jam-packed to capacity. And we raised $16,000 that night for the Ganga Ma project in Guyana. 9 temples are being constructed, 9 little mandirs, not so small, but enough to fit devotees and murtis and all sorts of other things. 9 of them are being constructed in a lot of land that is being constructed right now for the benefit of the people in Guyana. And the total cost for that project is $75,000 US. So we were able to raise $16,000 by your help. Give yourself a round of applause. And more programs in aid of this wonderful project will be in the future with my brother and me, Pandit Naradji. So please look out for those. More information we'll have for you as the time goes on. God bless all of you. Thank you once again for your support. We love you. Jai Shri Krishna. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namah. Hari Om. Prem Sir Shri Sat Gurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sat Gurunath Maharaj Ki Jai.